Super Mario 46. This will likely be the last time I read anything because that thing is chasing me. I don't have much time, so please listen. I have been a fan of Mario games since I was young, and loved to play hacked and even fan-made games. There wasn't a single Mario game I didn't like, until I found this. Having played most of the Mario games there are, I found myself bored one day. I had many emulators on my computer because I found that it was the easiest way to get classic games. I had all the Mario games on each emulator along with a list of hacks for each game. I had played all of them to 100% completion already. So I was already bored and searching online for anything new. I found only one thing. It was called Super Mario 46. I was confused by the name. Was it a hack of March of the Minis? I went to the page and found that it was the hack of Mario 64. I became excited because I practically grew up playing Mario 64 and had extreme nostalgia. The link, however, had me a bit confused. Several comments in the link said not to download it. I foolishly disregarded them and downloaded it. It took a while, so I killed time until the download was done. I opened the file in my 64 emulator, Project 64, and began playing the game. It began like normal, with Mario's head popping onto the screen. I had a little fun playing around his face, making him look as mangled as 64 graphics allowed, and then releasing the R button and watching it all spring back into place. After about 2 minutes of simply messing around, I pressed the start button. Immediately after doing so, Bowser's face appeared on the screen. There were distinct differences between this version and the normal 64 version. Where he was normally green was black and the tips of his teeth and horns were red. If I had known that it was meant to be blood, I would have stopped playing. The intro sequence started with Peach's letter, but it wasn't Peach this time. Bowser came up on the screen and began speaking. "Dear Mario, come to the castle if you want revenge for Peach." I continued, expecting this to be some sort of hard mode, but the game played normally. All the worlds were the same, and I easily got through the first star door. That was when I got strange. The picture of Peach at the end of the hallway was horrifying. There were bloody holes on her chest like she had been stabbed by a large clawed beast. There were also several scratch marks on her body. She was obviously dead, but I gathered that from the beginning of the game. The worst things were her eyes, those lifeless, horrified eyes. They showed the fear she had experienced when Bowser had killed her. Bowser's laugh echoed through the hall and the text box appeared. "Like what I've done with her? You'll be next," he said. I was horrified and angry. He was mocking me, the greatest Mario fan ever. I charged into the dark world to confront him. It was the same level as before, and I got through it in record time. When I saw Bowser, I was actually scared. His face was exactly as I described, but his scales along his side and arms were red. They weren't the same red as on his horns and teeth, but they were the same red as the fire he breathes. His shell was also black, just like his face, and the tips of his claws were the same red as on his horns and teeth. I began to fight, and it was over quickly. I threw him into the 3 mines, and he fell to the ground defeated. I felt accomplished. But he got up, and left with a text box saying one thing only. "Good job, but I'm not dead." I was angry, because he got away. Why was I angry? He was still mocking me! I played through the basement level and got to Bowser's second form. He took 5 hits this time, and I took him down fairly quickly. He mocked me once again. "You still haven't killed me, and now you never will," he said. He was still mocking me, but I ignored it this time. I was angry enough. I needed to calm down. I had 68 stars already and decided to head to the infinite staircase. That song always calmed me down. The text box at the star door in front of the stairs was weird. "Do not enter, or you will never leave," is what it said. I ignored it. I had to calm down or Bowser would be right. I would never kill him. That moment, I started climbing the stairs. I became scared. The song that plays was backwards and went from highest note to demonically low notes. It was terrifying, and the pictures on the wall show Peach's corpse on the right and Bowser laughing on the left. I turned around and tried to leave, only to see that the door and floor were gone. All that remained was the staircase. I kept running, hoping to God to get down the staircase. The stairs dropped off at a random point that I didn't expect, and I fell. The sound effect for going through a pipe was heard, and I found myself on the final stage with distinct differences. The background was fiery, and under the stage were flames waiting to burn anything that fell. Bowser was nowhere to be seen, but there was a pink thing on the edge of the stage. I walked over to it to find Peach, lying there with that horrible expression on her face. And then there was a shadow under Mario. I quickly moved him, and Bowser landed next to Peach's body.
"You're finally here. Now, we can have some fun,"
he said as he kicked Peach's body onto the fire below. Ultimate Koopa, Bowser's final theme, began playing backwards. His eyes were different now. Instead of simply having red iris, his pupil was blood red along with his iris. The fight began like all the others, with him teleporting around and charging Mario. It was easy to fight, but I got three solid hits on him before he jumped and crashed down on the ground. The stage transformed like it was supposed to, but into a skull instead of a star. I threw Bowser into the last two mines, but he wasn't finished. After the last mine was gone, I desperately began searching for another way to hit him. But he just stood there, laughing at me. I grabbed his tail out of anger and desperation and threw him off the edge of the stage. Mario spoke like he normally does when he throws Bowser off of the stage, but it was different, like most text involving Bowser.
"Die!"
Mario yelled. When Bowser simply jumped back up, Mario looked scared. I lost control at this point. Mario began slowly walking backwards and then fell to his knees, and text box appeared.
"Hey, why won't you just die?"
it said. It scrolled up automatically once I finished reading.
"I can't die so long as there are people who hate me, including you."
I felt as if Bowser was talking to me. He was right. I did hate him. He raised a claw and brought it down on Mario. The screen cut to black. Mario yelled in pain.
"Aye!"
The screen faded into Bowser standing over Mario's corpse, a horrified look on Mario's face. Bowser kicked Mario into the flames where he burned to ash. The screen then cuts to the castle. Magic Koopas were burning it down with their magic. Bomb-bombs were walking into it and exploding. Bowser stood there, laughing. Then he turned to the screen, showing his demonic face. There was now more red-colored blood on his claws and teeth. He laughed and said one phrase.
"You're next."
Since then, I have been having nightmares where Bowser tries to kill me, and even in my waking hours. I feel like he's behind me. Even now, I see him in the reflection on my computer screen, standing behind me, laughing at my hopelessness. I don't want to die, but if I do, at least my warning will get out to others. Avoid anything where Bowser appeared, as demonic as he did in this game.